Today's pretty mild day, so I thought I'd just give it a little blast and loosen it up a little bit. All my other bike's batteries are in the shed on trickle charge. This is the only one where I left the battery in. So give it a blast every now and then. Around about every 2 weeks I'll go around the garage and just start it out for a few minutes, just to keep it loose. Turn the choke off. Someone mentioned about the wind on the microphone on this centre prism tube that I'm using. Well, I use a neck scarf which is also over my chin, which probably stops a bit of wind resistance coming up underneath the crash helmet. Wouldn't be much cop on an open face crash helmet, I must admit. You'd have nowhere to stick the mic, would you? So I don't know. I expect the wind noise would shut up a little bit with the visor down. The suspension feels really hard. Oh yeah, my gloves, which were seizing up on my last trip out, probably because it was bloody freezing. I found this leather treatment, oily stuff or bottle of stuff that I used on one of my old leathers years ago, which loosened that up, and these gloves seem to feel alright now. I've just let them soak in that. I'll put up a picture of the bottle in a minute, if I can find it again. Leather treatment of some kind. Seems to have done the trick though. They're not rock solid like they were last time. So yeah, these fucking roads in Stevenage are absolute shite. I need to find a way of getting some like different cameras attached to this bike with different views when I'm riding. Make the videos a little bit more interesting. My rev counter clock must have a hole in it or something somewhere, because it seems to be condensating every time I take it out in the warmer weather. Maybe I need to take that apart and have a look at it at some point or another. But then when you want to take it apart and have a look at it, it's generally warm weather, because you can't be arsed in the cold weather. by that time there's no condensation in it. So there's no point in doing it. One of you asked how old have you got to be an old biker? Yeah, he had a good point there. As old as you feel, I suppose. Or if you're like me, when you're just pushing the bike out of the garage and you're fucked already before you even get on it, I reckon that's classed as old. And what am I now? 58 now. I'm 58, right? And I still get these urges all the time to like nut it down the road like a bloody 16-year-old. I'm sure the rest of you are exactly the same. Oh, I thought it's a good idea, right? In the it's probably not legal, but what the hell? In the UK now, you can, if you get caught with a mobile phone, you get like a £200 fine and 6 points on your licence straight away. And that'd stop people using their mobile phones. So I come out with this idea, right? If I was to see somebody on a mobile phone, using a mobile phone in their car, record them, follow them, take all the details, follow them around, until I eventually have enough video of it to stop them and explain to them that they can buy my SIM card with all their details and them using a mobile phone for £100, which will save them 6 points and £200 fine. Don't you think that's a good idea? Then I can go to Tesco's and buy another SIM card for a £5 or £10 or whatever they cost, and do it again. I'm sure they'd rather pay £100 for my SIM card. I could offer them to sell my SIM card with their lovely video on it than a £200 fine and 6 points. I'll have to think about that next time I see somebody on the next time I see somebody driving and using a mobile. Go through the old town again, I mean. See what's going on in the old town. This bike has actually got the original electronics that come with it. Nothing's apart from the ignition, the stator and all that. It's all the original XS650 stuff. But I put a Pamco electronic ignition in it, and that's probably why it took out all the points and them two shitey looking coils and stuff like that. I put the coil that's on it actually is I think it's probably made in China. It's not the most expensive coil. It's only it's in a cheap old coil. I've had no problems with it. No problems with the running of the bike, electronic ignition or anything like that. Not really had any problems with the charging either. I don't know what the big fuss is about. Everyone's saying that that's their weakest point. I suppose maybe if I had the old coils and points and all that rubbish back in it, maybe their charging wouldn't be as good. In fact, I don't think this battery could have been that flat, because on a PAMCO ignition, once you get down below 11 volts, it won't start. It needs to be over 11 volts for that electronic ignition to work. Or am I thinking of Triumph? No, definitely this one. I mean, all that PAMCO electronic ignition is just a trigger unit, you know, in replace of the points. I'm still using the centrifugal mechanism for the advance and retard. I've not seen anyone on a mobile yet. I'll tell you where I see people on mobiles most of the time. It's because I have a driving job in the morning, in, like, you know, between say 8 and 9, you know, when people are on their way to work in traffic jams. You more or less guarantee that 1 in every 10 cars, somebody's looking down texting. You can guarantee it, I tell you. Did I go through Old Town? Okay, I must have done. Yeah, that's when you get old, is when you can't remember where you've just been. You know, I just driven through the Old Town and I didn't even notice. I know where I go. There's some roadworks down Hertford Road in Stevenage. They're doing something to the one of the roundabouts down there. Or let's have a look. There was a road up at the bottom of Stevenage where you can only go through with buses, but now they've opened it up for all the traffic. So we're going to go down there and have a look, see what they're up to, shall we? I've forgotten how easy this bike is to ride. See, one difference between this and the Triumph and the Bonnie, this XS, you're all sort of like bunched up on the seat, if you know what I mean. You're sort of like you can't sort of like get back a bit on the seat because of the shape of the seat. And it actually feels like it was made for a smaller person. When I'm 5'11", and I think somebody around about 5'5" would suit him perfectly. And that's probably what they done in Japan, because they couldn't find anyone at 5'11" to test it out. So so they had a short-ass Japanese bloke sit on it. Yeah, that'd do. But as with the Triumph, it feels like half the weight. The Triumph feels half the weight of the XS and twice the length. But it's not much, you know, difference to look at really. They've both got their good points and their bad points. And if you're short arse, you'd love this bike. The clutch ain't, you know, that hard to pull. As on the Triumph, you need one of those I don't know what them spring things that you can buy to strengthen up your wrists or hands, fingers, whatever. Before you ride a Triumph, I think you need to do a good workout on your arms, your pulling power, because when you get on a Triumph, an old Bonnie, and then pull that clutch in, you fucking know the difference. And if you're in a lot of traffic all the time, I'm telling you, I think the only drawback with the XS, one of the drawbacks with the XS, you know, if you take it up to 60-70 mile an hour, you can actually feel how wobbly the frame is. And the thing is just when you get to that speed, the first thing you think of is, what the fuck am I doing on this at this speed? But me and Brian had a little race on our Triumphs a while back, and we both got up to around about 90, neck and neck all the way. It was pretty good. It was good but scary. That was I won't say where it was. It was on a private road, our private road. When I first got my Triumph, right, because I've had been riding around with an XJ750 and a XJ900 diversion. I had one of them for a while. Triumph America, I was riding around for a while, and they're all sort of like reasonably heavy bikes. Right, and then I restored this XS650, so I was riding this around for a while, and then I bought that Triumph Bonneville. This is that. What the fuck's he doing? Oh man, you could have made that ages ago. Anyway, so I got the Triumph Bonneville, that got delivered, and I went up. I went to pick it up or move it off of the side stand, right? And I nearly threw it on the fucking road because it's that light. I mean, I went to like just move it off the side stand, and it just went. I thought, fuck me. And I pushed it into the garage, and I couldn't believe how light it was. I have to find out the different weights in the bikes, whether it's I don't know. Triumph seem to be really balanced nicely when you move it around, when you push it around. Whether it's that or I don't know really. I have to check out the weights of the two bikes and see which one's heavy, see what the difference is. This bloke's winding me up. No through road. Get that. Here's where they're doing all the roadworks. Improvements. Work improvements. Road improvements. Yep, looks like an improvement. Okay, now. Looks like they're adding a bit to the road. Banging a huge roundabout in there, maybe. The sun's in the right place. Good opportunity for a look at the bike. Putting trousers up my fucking ankles. There she is. Tick over probably wants slowing down a little bit. I think it's supposed to be at 1200. That's about right. Don't want to slow it down much more than that, really. Yeah. Nice little bike, nice little run around. Got an oil leak from somewhere though. Don't know where that's coming from. One drip on the floor. Oh, there's a couple of drips underneath. I think that'll need checking. I wonder if it's the seal on the oil strainer, because I've recently changed that. Maybe that's leaking. Maybe I haven't tightened it up enough. Fuck me, am I always riding towards the sun? Yeah, my XJ, I was riding that around for a while, and that thing was so uncontrollable. You know, I couldn't. When I go around a bend, right, you couldn't go around a bend fast because it felt like the back wheels were sliding out all the time. At the back wheel, you know, when I tell you what, it felt like speedway riding. Every time you turn round, it felt like you had to put your foot down because the back wheel was going to slide round every single bend. So, you know, I was checking the air pressures, check this, check everything. And what I didn't check was the on the springs, the back shocks, right, were on the lowest. There was on the lowest setting to start with. You know, the softest setting. And they've got a couple of damper settings as well. And one of them was on number 4 or 5, and the other one was on 0. So both the shocks were like out of balance. And since I put both the shocks on the hardest settings, and put both the dampers on both on number 4, I can take that XJ750 now around bends with my knee on the floor. Such a difference that made to that bike. I think shocks on this, I don't even know where I got these from. They're not even XS650 shocks. Just a couple of you know, pair of shocks that I found in the garage. And I don't drive like a nutcase anymore, really. So having anything like that, I ain't bothered. I used to live in this road. In fact, I was born in this road. There's a house up here. That house over there with a big extension, right, with the bike outside it, that top left hand bedroom, I was born in that bedroom on the 10th of July 1959. My school, my junior school, right, I used to walk up the road from there with my mum. And that gate there used to lead up to Longmeadow School. And all the mums with their little kids used to walk up there and drop them off at the top of that ramp. Pretty amazing, really. Haven't been around here for years. Now, no mothers take their kids to school on foot. They all use cars, 4x4s, and block up all the roads everywhere. What's he doing over there? Thrown up? Nice. Nice one. Welcome to Stevenage. Don't see that every day. Longmeadow School. There it is. Gates everywhere, and then metal railings, fences. It's like a fucking army barracks, isn't it? Oaks Cross shops. I'm not kidding you, that Oaks Cross fish bar on the corner at the end has been there for 58 years. 58 years. Need to do some shopping later. Yeah, where have all the front gardens gone? Look, there's no front gardens anymore. Everyone's front garden is now carport. Yeah, cars everywhere. That stupid government make it so difficult for somebody to pass their bike test that no one's interested anymore. They just go and buy a car. Can't get a car put up there though, can they? Speed humps everywhere in Stevenage. Everywhere you go is fucking speed humps. One person gets run over by some dickhead in a car, then they put speed humps all over the place. Doing a bit of building work around here as well, I forgot to mention. Who's ever interested in what's going on in Stevenage? There used to be a park when we was young. We used to play up here at a park. I'm not sure if it's called the Rocket Park or Donkey Park, one of the two, can't remember now, so long ago. Now it looks like they're going to build more houses or something on it over here. Let's see if we can see anything if we go up there. Don't know what they're doing. Soon that field there will be full of houses, no doubt. Speedo's working properly then. Makes a change. On the chop, the speedo says it's doing about, I don't know, 30, sorry, the speedo says it's doing about 34, when in fact the bike's doing 40. So you know, have to watch that. to watch that when you get speed cameras around and I'm riding on my own. This bike don't miss at all, you know, it's pretty good mechanically wise, apart from that little oil leak that I've noticed. Word of fun. Good thing about bikers all around here, they always nod at you. When I went down to Saint-Tropez in France, they don't nod at you at all, they stick their feet out. You'd be driving along, and next minute, a bike coming towards you with his foot hanging out. Oh, what the fuck's he doing that for? Is he stupid? And then I was told, yeah, that's how they say hello to each other. They stick your left foot out, or their right foot. No, left foot in it. Driving on the wrong side of the road over there. I rode to Saint-Tropez on that XJ650 I got. When I first got that, I picked it up and brought it home, and it needed an exhaust for the MOT because the collector box and everything was all rusted away and the exhaust was all rusted away. So I put a Marshall 401 on it, and then about the second week I took it to Saunders in Nebworth and for a service and MOT, and I said to him, I said, I'm going to ride that to Saint-Tropez, will it make it? And he said, hell yeah, you know what I mean, they're built like brick shithouses, them bikes. So I took his word for it, and one morning we set off, and I fucking rode and it just felt like forever, you know what I mean? It felt like forever I was on the road, and after, I think it took about a couple of days really, of a constant 70 mile an hour. And the reason that I kept it a constant 70 mile an hour is because any less and I'd have to try and hold my head up, and any more I'd have to try and hold my head forward. But 70 mile an hour was like the just the right speed just to hold my head up by itself, you know what I mean, the wind resistance just to hold me crash helmet back. And fucking hell, man, it just felt like it was forever I was riding. And the funny thing about it, right, is when we left, we had so much stuff on this little tiny rack on the back. When we left home to go there, the rack was full of, you know, rucksacks and bungee straps holding everything down, and had her on the back, and we had like leather trousers, leather jackets, jumpers, everything. So it was cold here when we was leaving, and I got like halfway through France, and it was getting hotter and hotter and hotter, right? And by the time we got there, I was sweating fucking buckets. And we had nowhere to put all our levers because everything else was full up. Anyway, I've got to love you and leave you here, because I don't like driving towards where I live anyway. So I'll catch you all later, and maybe I can do a better rant next time. Laters. Oh, thanks for all the new subscribers. Love you all.